Tonight, we'll talk voting numbers from Tuesday's election.
And a former football player sues the Pullman Police Department.
And a fundraiser for a local high school student. Murrow News 8 starts now.
From Studio B on the campus of Washington State University, this is Pullman's only nightly newscast. This is Murrow News 8.
Good evening, I'm Vanessa McMahon.
And I'm Brianna Childress. Welcome to Murrow News 8. To start off tonight, a federal appeals court upheld an injunction today blocking the Trump administration's desire to end the DACA program. The Obama-era program, called Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, protects young undocumented immigrants who came to the United States as children from deportation. At WSU, this injunction brings a sense of security to DACA students.
DACA student myself, I know that this just provides relief because I know that I have that job security for the future. So just having that security that it is protected and I can renew every 2 years coming forth, then I can focus on myself, my mental health, my education, and then I don't have to keep worrying about what my future is as much. I can just focus on my education.
President Donald Trump now says that he wants to see what the Supreme Court eventually decides.
With other news affecting students on campus, Bradley Warren joins us with an update on the ASWSU Senate and the decisions they made last night to help.
That's right. The Associated Students of Washington State University had a very busy night last night. The Senate laid out its 2018-2019 legislative agenda, and they voted to support lobbying for a sexual assault victims bill. The bill would give victims right to consult with a sexual assault advocate during interviews with the police, along with the right to have protection from their predator.
So the agenda that we approved last night is a $36 million agenda that Gavin Pilo will be lobbying for in the spring. So some of the things that he's lobbying for is the addition to the Paul G. Allen School of Global Animal Health to fund specifically the Washington Animal Disease Diagnostic Laboratory, increased resources for mental health, a Bill of Rights for sexual assault, open access to college textbooks, and funding for the highway from the west side to Pullman.
Now the Associated Students of Washington State University plan on lobbying for more money for passing lanes on Highway 26 and expanding mental health measures here on campus. Reporting live in Pullman, I'm Bradley Warren, Murrow News 8.
Last night, a gunman opened fire at a country music concert held inside a local Southern California bar. Police identified the gunman as 28-year-old Ian David Long, who shot and killed 12 people, including a sheriff's sergeant who responded to the 911 call. Police later found the shooter dead inside the bar, possibly from a self-inflicted wound. The bar's attendance reached over 100 people, according to the county sheriff, many of them college students. The Pullman Police Department now faces a lawsuit from a former WSU football player, Trayshawn Broughton. Named the police department, the city of Pullman, and 2 individual officers in a case surrounding claims of the use of excessive force and false reporting regarding an incident in February 2017 at Bob's Corner Market. Broughton seeks an unnamed amount of punitive damages for each of the charges, as well as attorney fees.
With election numbers now in, the 2018 election shapes up as a historic year for midterm voter turnout. Many states recorded an all-time high in voter participation for a non-presidential election. Voter turnout in the recent election appears to surpass previous midterms by a landslide. New voters provided energy among both the Democrat and Republican bases in reaction to President Donald Trump. The New York Times currently estimates over 114 million Americans cast their ballots this year, which is well above the 83 million votes cast in 2014 and the 91 million ballots cast in 2010. Speaking of the president, last night Donald Trump requested Attorney General Jeff Sessions to resign. Sessions sent in his letter of resignation only a few hours later. Over the last year, Sessions received criticism and personal attacks from the president. President Trump has since appointed former Department of Justice Chief of Staff Matt Whitaker to serve as interim Attorney General. When we come back, we'll tell you a story about a benefit dinner for an injured Pullman student.
And someone tries to use a power outage to hide their crime when Murrow News 8 returns.
That's what they haven't.
During the power outage last week, police arrested 26-year-old Xavier McBride at Walmart in Pullman for suspicion of burglary, theft, and other charges. McBride, previously banned from the store for other altercations, allegedly attempted to steal $330 worth of merchandise from the store. While resisting arrest, McBride damaged over $700 worth of additional merchandise. And in another case, 29-year-old Elizabeth Kramer will spend 15 months in prison after she injured several people in a drunk driving crash on the Moscow-Pullman highway last year. Kramer pleaded guilty last week to 3 counts of felony vehicular assault after the Washington State Patrol determined that she crossed into oncoming traffic and hit 2 vehicles, injuring 3 people while drunk.
On a brighter note, Garfield Palouse High School hosted a benefit dinner last night for sophomore student Drake Davis. Davis sustained a severe leg injury in an ATV accident this summer and has since had 14 surgeries, several blood transfusions, 2 skin grafts, and a muscle transplant. He still needs at least 2 more surgeries in Seattle. All of us here wish Drake the best of luck in his recovery. Well, I am really pulling for that kid, but I thought it's super cool that the school did that for him.
That's awesome.
And we will be right back after the break. Stay with us.
Son, tell him that I've begun to dream of things to come, and tell the trees not to look for me. I'm going to find some peace of mind. Wake the sun. Wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun.
As we start to see more of that frost on top of our cars, Logan Plant takes us behind the scenes to learn how Pullman prepares for the snowy days ahead of us.
The Snow and Ice Control Team at Pullman Public Works prepares to tackle the winter season head-on. The Snow and Ice Control process includes 2 major steps, de-icing and plowing.
The truck on the right, on my right, is the plow aggregate sanding truck. We use it to remove any significant amount of snow off the street and apply rock salt mixture onto the street for traction. This one here is the mag chloride machine, so it applies mag chloride when it's in an icy condition.
This is a 5-yard dump truck's worth of gravel, and it makes up 80% of Public Works rock salt mixture. The other 20% comes from this pile of salt. The salt provides heat, and the gravel provides enough traction for vehicles. However, the crew has to be careful with this mixture.
We also have budgeted more for some upgrades to our equipment, giving us better control of the amount of product that we put down the streets, and with that it's just a little more important that we're environmentally friendly and that we make sure that we're just putting down enough that doesn't get to the river.
Pullman City Administrator Adam Lincoln says snow and ice control is a very demanding job.
It's a 24/7 operation, so they're out there on holidays, they're out there during whenever the weather's coming. They're ready to be on call, and they're truly part of our first responders.
The City of Pullman says the best way to avoid wrecks is to take it easy on the gas and leave plenty of distance between you and the driver in front of you, even if you have four-wheel drive. Logan Plant, Murrow News 8.
Thanks, Logan. Well, I know yesterday in Pullman we saw our first snowfall of the year. Let's go over to the Weather Center, and Jennifer Forsman can tell us what we can expect in that forecast. Jennifer?
As far as snow goes, I have some good news for some of you. Snow is on the way, but only in the mountain areas of northern Idaho and Montana. Here in Pullman, though, we still have a little bit longer to wait. As we look at today's weather, it is a very crisp 30 degrees outside. It was sunny, though, earlier today, which can be kind of misleading, so make sure you bring your jackets as you travel to and from campus. If you haven't already, you will need your ice scrapers, as it is only going to get colder from here. If we look statewide now, you can see that temperatures are going to be a little bit lower than normal. As we look here at Wenatchee and Yakima, you can see that it is a little bit colder than normal. We're sitting at 40s, 50 degrees, which is kind of average for there, but still a little bit low. We have clear skies. As we look over to the west side of the state, they're sitting at good temperatures. It's very nice over there right now. It normally is about 50 degrees and cloudy, but we'll just have to see where it goes from there. Overall, it's very average temperatures for this time of the year statewide. If we move over to tomorrow, I have some really sad news for all you guys. It's going to be a very gloomy Friday. We start off chilly in the morning and we move up a little bit to around the 40-degree temperature range, but rains are predicted to start around 3 p.m. Again, a reminder, please bring your jackets with you as you come to and from campus. It's only going to get colder from here. In the mornings, though, because we get this rain, we are expecting frost. If we look at our 5-day forecast now, you can see that we're averaging 40s here in the beginning of the week. Saturday, Sunday is going to be pretty nice, but then as we move into later the week, temperatures will only get colder. That's all I have for weather. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Jenny. Well, I know I am not ready for that snow quite yet.
Me either. I'm such a cheapskate. I never bought an ice scraper, so I
You're
have to
gonna
wait
need
for
to
the
get
windshield
one of
wipers
those.
to get it off.
Up next, we will let you know about some ginormous news on the cookie front.
When Murrow News 8 returns.
I'm one unlucky guy. The chance of being involved in a robbery is 1 in 757. The chances of being struck by lightning. 1 in 750,000.
Please fasten your seatbelts for unexpected turbulence.
The chances of being a victim in an airline crash? 1 in 29 million. Hey, could I get some peanuts? The chances of being involved in a car crash are far greater than lightning strikes and plane crashes. And if you are texting while driving, your risk of crash increases 23 times. Now, I may be an unlucky guy, but I don't have to be part of that statistic, and neither do you. Drive responsibly.
With Halloween now in the rearview window, and nobody outside of the studio seems to care about Thanksgiving, just blowing right past to Christmas, you can celebrate the holidays by having Buddy the Elf's favorite food group, sugar. Pillsbury plans on taking advantage this Christmas with their new cookies inspired by the movie Elf starring Will Ferrell. Pillsbury has made holiday-themed cookies for years now, using pictures of pumpkins, ghosts, trees, and many other things. So now they can add to everyone's favorite cookie with their favorite elf in that holiday cookie section. Well, I am so excited for Christmas cookies already.
Well, I'm gluten-free, so I don't get to participate.
Not
I'm just kidding.
not quite as fun for you.
We'll make some. We'll make it work.
Thank you so much for watching tonight. Join us every weeknight at 7 and 10, Pullman's only nightly newscast.
Have a great night, and don't forget to follow Murrow News 8 on Facebook and Twitter.
Good night, Pullman.